Hello again. The investment opportunities in the legal cannabis market are expanding fast. A change in regulation led to first a trickle and now a flood of companies all looking to list on the London market. Well, the latest has caused quite a stir. It's backed by David Beckham and is the first purely cannabinoid consumer product company to list on the stock exchange. There's been unprecedented demand from private investors, and now the company thinks that the rules should be changed so it's easier for them to be involved in flotations. Well, joining me this morning is the Chief Executive of Cellular Goods, Alexis Abraham. Morning to you, Alexis. I understand you're heavily oversubscribed for this IPO.
Good morning. Yes, indeed, that is the case. We were 13 times oversubscribed, but we are delighted that we still managed to place 6,000. We managed to engage with 6,000 retail investors through primary bid.
Yeah, and tell me more about that, because normally private investors don't get a look in, do they? Many companies looking to float, their investment banker advisors don't want them to go down that route, and retail investors are kept out of flotations where they wanted to possibly buy in a THG and Moonpig IPOs, for example.
Indeed, I think it's a very exciting development, and it's something that's coming over to the UK markets more and more now, and primary bid have been fantastic at facilitating that. It is obviously an intricate process, and there are lots of very necessary strictures. And part of the process for us has been about educating and helping people to understand that, for example, it was not possible to trade from 8 o'clock this morning because it just simply takes time for the shares to find their way through the brokers and to their accounts. So there is an education piece around it, but the response has been absolutely phenomenal, and we're delighted to have them on board.
So perhaps just a bit of a change of mindset. Tell me more about your business. And the legal cannabis component of your product is entirely man-made.
Correct. So we source our cannabinoids, and it's always cannabinoids and never cannabis, through a process which is known variously as biosynthesis or cellular agriculture, which is where we get our name from. And to describe it in very simple terms, it's a little bit like making beer. You start with sugar, and then with some microorganisms that could be E. coli, they could be yeast, that turns that sugar in the process of some other substrates into an end product, which in our case is cannabinoids. It's actually something that's been used very widely in industry for over 40 years now, and citric acid, insulin, vanilla, a lot of common products that consumers are familiar with have been made through this process. It's only novel when applied to cannabinoids.
And the money from the float, what are you going to do with it?
So we are focusing all of that money on three things. One is research and making sure that we have all of the science that we need to back up our products. Number two, obviously product development. We have a exciting pipeline, starting with skincare, then moving into sports recovery, which we're calling Movement. And we're calling it Movement because we feel that this is a brand that really should be accessible to people from 18 to 80, and everybody could move a little bit better. And cannabinoids unquestionably have the potential to do that. And then finally, of course, we're investing in this brand, and a lot of that is around bringing clarity to what can be a confusing market.
And talking about brand and raising brand awareness, I was saying in the introduction there that David Beckham is a backer. What involvement has he got in the business?
So we were approached in the seed rounds through his investment vehicle. We understand that they'd been interested in the space for a long time. And I think the fact that we were engaging very openly with the FCA, that we were going through the long listing process in the intricate manner that it entails, and we're going to list through the front door on the main market, on the London Stock Exchange, really gave them the comfort that they needed to know that we were a company that were doing everything properly and could be a long-term partner. And we've been delighted at having them as partners.
But other than the financial involvement, could we see his face sort of behind your product?
There's certainly nothing that we've discussed at this stage. I can't really speak to the future, but so far it's really been a partnership of investment more than anything else.
Well, listen, IPO always super exciting times for a business, so I wish you all the best with it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Alexis Abraham there.